Minasan, konnichiwa. Martyn Rukas in besta channelu e yokoso. Watashi wa waza desu. Ima no jikanka wakarimasu ka? So desu. eVTOL ni tsuite hanashi hajimero jikan desu. That was my rusty Japanese. If you are not from Japan, I accept your compliments in the live chat and in the comments below the video. If you are from Japan, please keep your feedback to yourselves. Why did I choose to say my usual introduction in Japanese? Because today we'll be talking about eVTOL in Japan. Japan, the land where tradition meets innovation. We will quickly have a look at the aviation innovation. We will have a look at the world's first operational vertiport. We will also have a look into the regulatory sentiment. We will talk about the World Expo 2025 in Osaka. And then at the end of the video, we will have a look at the actual eVTOL in Japan. But before we move on, you know the drill. Don't forget to hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, you are more than welcome to do so. And if you want to keep up to date and in touch with all the insights I can't fit in my videos, all the news and all the media, follow me on my X account. The handle is @eVTOLHUB. Now let's get on with the video, shall we? Japan, the land where tradition meets innovation. I'll give you a few keywords: traditional values, historical heritage, but also efficiency and innovation. And speaking of innovation, we can have a look at the aviation innovation. After World War II, in early 1950s, we have established two biggest Japanese airlines, JAL, Japanese Airlines, and ANA, All Nippon Airways. Fun fact, which is in massive favor of the eVTOL technology. Almost 30% of aircraft used in Japan are helicopters. This is for various reasons. The most significant of these are Japan has fairly mountainous terrain, the land is vulnerable to disasters, and 45 out of 47 prefectures, which are small government regions, maintain helicopter emergency services. For the Osaka vertiport, I'll show you a video of what is possibly, or more than likely, I need to double check this, I need to do fact check, but we are probably looking at the very first operational vertiport in the world. And this was established because of the World Expo 2025. Yes, you're saying it's not a big deal, it's just a platform with a landing pad and a little passenger terminal. But this is the very first operational vertiport which will actually be transporting people during the event. For the regulatory sentiment, the doorway for the eVTOL technology is fairly open. Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry have their three-phase roadmap. I've got incorrect date. That should be 2026 to 2030 is the last phase, and that's the actual implementation, the physical implementation of eVTOL in the Japanese aerospace. And JCAB, Japan Civil Aviation Bureau, tie in with the American FAA and the European EASA regulatory bodies and their standards, which means once you achieve either FAA or EASA certification, you don't need to go through the whole process. It will just be reviewed on certain points and you are eligible and allowed to use Japanese aerospace. What is the public sentiment? Well, it's a double-edged blade. On one hand, we are curious about the innovation and efficiency. On the other hand, the public is a bit concerned over the noise levels and the actual safety. Osaka, Kansai, World Expo 2025. World Expo is one of the probably the oldest periodical worldwide event. That was more difficult than the Japanese in the beginning. Worldwide event this year taking place in Osaka. One of the keywords for this event is the city of the future. Taking place from 13th of April, so we already started, up to 13th of October. As I already mentioned, this was one of the reasons why we have established the first vertiport in the world. However, on the 24th of April, we had an incident. I don't want to call it an accident, I would call it an incident. And also, it wasn't an eVTOL, it was an omnicopter, an electric omnicopter. As you can see in the video, if you look at the back, the very back propeller, once it turns around, and you will see, keep your eye on the back propeller. What happens? It gets damaged, it breaks the engine out of the housing, and the cover, now it happened, and the cover of the engine falls off. So, because of this incident, the operations are currently suspended and are being reviewed. However, during the Expo, we should see 4 manufacturers presenting their concept. SkyDrive, which is home Japanese startup, Volocopter under the new ownership, Joby Aviation, and Vertical Aerospace. Vertical Aerospace will be presenting in October towards the end of the event. About the actual eVTOL in Japan. Let's have a look who we can see in the near future. We have Joby and their very strong partnership with Toyota, who invested up to $900 million into their production and their production line. Their customer, All Nippon Airways. We also have Achr on the market with the common venture of Japan Airlines and Sumitomo, which is called Soracle. I wouldn't be surprised if we hear of Soracle in the next few earning calls. Honda, who are developing their own platform, and obviously Vertical Aerospace with actually 2 customers, Marubeni Corporation and Japan Airlines. And we also have the home established startup SkyDrive partnering with Suzuki. It's the same form of partnership as Joby and Toyota. Suzuki is supposed to help them to establish their production line and help them with their production. Towards the end of the video, I would like to show you Joby Presentation 2024 last year. Autumn, I think it was November last year. In the most iconic scene under the Mount Fuji. This, what you can see, is the actual Joby aircraft under the header of Toyota, obviously. But this was unpiloted flight. At the time this test happened, the testing phase wasn't that progressed that we could afford piloted flight. However, massive PR, great presentation, look at that, everyone is happy, all eyes on the prize. Joby won this one. That's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed my Japanese as well, because I'm not gonna talk Japanese anymore. I will definitely relapse to this topic because I think that's a fairly interesting topic, and also there will be some updates in coming months. Here is my playlist. Here is a video recommended by Martyn or YouTube. I will see you soon. Take care of yourselves and each other.